Let me take this across to my guests who are joining me on the broadcast. Charu Pragya of the Bharatiya Janata Party will be with us in a short while from now. But right now, we do have Sujata Paul of the Congress Party and also Ghanshyam Tiwari, who is the spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. So we have members of the opposition. And we also have Mr. Desh Ratan Nigam, who's a lawyer and political analyst, who's also going to be with us very, very shortly. So let me actually begin with the opposition, because they will be given that ample platform so that they respond to all these claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is making. Sujata, let me begin with you. What do you have to say about this interview? Now that there are certain points that have been laid down by the Prime Minister, it is clearly a roadmap 2024 for the Bharatiya Janata Party, where the PM is going on to claim that they are doing everything brick by brick right in the 10 years of the governance under him. What are your views?
I have gone through what he has said, kind of roughly, but I can just say that this is a season of interviews before the Lok Sabha elections of 2024, like it happened in 2018, and we remember the pink pants and the various interviews that happened at that time. The Prime Minister is certainly rattled by opposition unity, because the manner in which he is attacking the opposition, speaks about him. And I don't want to comment on what it says about him, because what he said at the BJP Foundation Day meet was no one can defeat BJP. Then on 15th August, he said, I am going to be back here. That is some kind of childish arrogance that he exuded. And now in this interview, he has come down to say that I know that people will choose correctly. Indeed, people will choose correctly, because his 37% is pitted against a united opposition of 67%. But, when he talks about the fact that he was an unknown CM, I thought he was professing to be a great CM. He had given us the Gujarat model, which is out there for all of us to see. We have seen the condition of the roads, which we really admired at that time, and we thought that infrastructure was really grand in Gujarat. But the truth is out. When he speaks about COVID management and the finances, how they were utilized, he forgets that the country has been asking him questions on the PM Cares Fund. He has not told us where the money came from, how the money came to the PM Cares Fund, because China is definitely involved, and China is what scares him. It scares the life out of him, and that's why to divert issues, whatever he has been doing is, it has exposed him and put him on a spot, because at this time, when we have G20, and it is a great occasion for the country, might I say, before I go on to my points. If you remember in 1983, we had the non-aligned summit in Delhi, and we had 99 countries participating. This time in the G20, it could be 17 or maybe less. I don't know. Let's wait and watch how many countries are participating. I just hope that there will be more than 18 at least. But if the Prime Minister has had to have a Pew Research to tell Indians how Indians abroad admire him, it shows that he knows that if he does any surveys in India, those surveys are going to expose the fact that people have recognized all the jumlebazi that he has been doing. So, just one more point. When he says that, other parties have been, indulging in financially irresponsible policies which are destroying, the economy and the society in long run, it is a double speak of the BJP. This is a welfare state, and whether the center or the state, if they come up with welfare schemes, we know exactly how to execute them. We don't put people from the, when we bring them out of the poverty line, we don't push them back into it. But that's what the Prime Minister has done, and there is nothing to be proud of if in a country of 140 crores, there are 81 crores people who have had to live off free rations. This is a shame. Instead of that, he could have given jobs, reduced prices of commodities.
Okay. Sujata Paul, essentially you're making a point of doublespeak by the Prime Minister, and I promised that I would give the opposition the chance first, considering we were talking about this interview by the Prime Minister. So Ghanshyam Tiwari, it's your word now. Doublespeak, how is the opposition really planning to counter the Prime Minister now that you guys will be attending that special session of the Parliament? Is all of this, which was mentioned by your colleague Sujata Paul, going to be a part of the discourse within the Parliament as well?
Good evening, Riha, to you, my fellow co-panelists and the viewers. three or four things stand out. That we are a laughing stock of the world today, that a vibrant democracy of 140 crore people. A parliament session has been called, and not a leading channel such as CNN News 18 or a BJP spokesperson or any member of parliament knows about what that session is about. It is as if an astrological parrot will walk out of a cage, pick a chit, and that will decide what the nation should discuss in its parliamentary session. It is a shame also because this 17th Lok Sabha has the poor record of lowest number of seatings of parliament at a time when the government has a fantastic majority. It shows that BJP, the Prime Minister himself, do not believe in parliamentary democracy or the strength of parliament or the parliamentary debate. It shows in his own attendance in the parliament, his number of participations in parliamentary debates and taking questions, which is ranks lowest among his contemporary prime ministers and other prime ministers. That's one. Second, he speaks about economy on a day that rupee records its lowest, 83.14. That is the news of the day, and it continues to slide. A prime minister who made fun of the rupee value compared to dollar and compared it to former prime minister economist Dr. Manmohan Singh's age is seeing the joke play on himself. Third, this interview is not a press conference. He has the infamy of being the only prime minister who shies away from from a press conference. Has not done a single legitimate press conference in the country.
But that is the point that opposition has been raising time and again. And, you know, members of the media also understand that, Ghanshyam Tiwari. But let me actually bring in Desh Ratan Nigam. Charu Pragya is also with us on the broadcast. Charu, I'd let you have the last word on all of these accusations that have come in, because obviously it's the Prime Minister who's spoken. And we've got that kind of a platform of the Prime Minister reiterating those points ahead of 2024. But Desh Ratan Nigam, I'd like to understand from you. Do you think the counter by the opposition is apt in the face of all of these points that have been raised by the Prime Minister?
Well, Griha, in fact, what the world is saying about India, UN, IMF, World Bank, that India is the only beacon of hope or the lighthouse for the world in these gloomy times where the economies of the world are shrinking. India is one country which is talking about multilateralism and bridging the gap between East and West and North-South. And the global South, considered with India, is taking a lead and wants African Union to become a part of the global, network and uplifting the quality. Africa should not only be the continent providing resource exploitation, but their quality of life should also improve. And hence, Prime Minister, when he spoke to the money control, clearly spoke like a mature statesman, accomplished statesman, when he thought about the world. India, of course, India is at the center of the entire issue. So this is not about elections, but this was a kind of an interview before G20 meeting. And should not be looked into elections. Everything cannot be looked at the binary of elections. And therefore, let us be very clear.
No,
and
but
what
the